So welcome back to the channel, everyone. Triple M here. Today we got our hands on the brand new Nvidia Shield TV. Now if you guys have been following any streaming channels, you know that Nvidia finally decided to do a refresh of the Shield. So they had a 2015, 2017, and now they have a 2019 Shield. So this year they launched two new Shields. This one that we're looking at is the regular Nvidia Shield TV, and they also launched an Nvidia Shield TV Pro, which looks identical to the 2017 model. So I decided to start out with this Nvidia Shield because they made a lot of changes to the overall hardware. You can see right there, there's a round dongle. They made the changes to the remote as well. And in this video, we're going to do a quick unboxing, just take a look at the contents of the box. We're also going to get it set up, get it started, just go through the interface and just see what the new Shield looks like. Let's go ahead and jump into it. So of course, if you guys are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button in the top right, smash that notification bell. If you guys have any questions, please drop them in the comment section below. So blazing fast performance. So the biggest upgrade between both Shields is the CPU. Now they modified the Tegra X1 chip, guys. So they boast that it gives you a 25% speed increase, but that's yet to be verified or checked. So Dolby Vision Atmos, 4K HDR, AI upscaling, thousands of apps. They also have GeForce Now, Google Play, of course. You have the Google Assistant, works with Alexa. So what's inside? So look like we get the dongle, the remote, and look like a power cable. Specifications: Tegra X1 Plus processor. That's a modified chip, guys. They say that it makes the Shield 25% faster, but that's something we'll have to test maybe in a later video. 256 core Nvidia GPU, Dolby Atmos, Dolby Digital Plus, 2 gigs of RAM in the regular Shield. So the Shield Pro has 3 gigs. The Nvidia Shield or dongle has 2 gigs. As far as the storage, you're looking at 8 gigs. That's another difference. The Pro has 16. Set is expandable, so we're gonna have to test it out. Wi-Fi 802.11 AC, dual band MIMO Wi-Fi, gigabit Ethernet. So nice addition as well. Must have an Ethernet port, guys. Definitely like that move. And they included the latest Bluetooth 5.0 plus LE. You do have a mic voice backlit button, so that's new for this Shield as well. Uses 2 AAA batteries. Thumbs up, Nvidia. Big thumbs up to that one. Hate the watch batteries, the round flat batteries. Why not put regular batteries in there? So Nvidia obviously been listening. They also boast that the remote has a locator, so we're gonna go ahead and test it out as well. Let's go ahead and open the box. Haven't used them in a while. He's a little bit dusty. What am I doing? Gotta get a good angle for this. Wow. There it is, guys. New Nvidia Shield. Nice presentation. Now let's see if I can figure out how to get the rest of it out. So this part comes forward. Alright, so that's going on. Quick start guide. We also have a support guide. Here's our power cable, guys. So directly connects, no adapters, so must have a built-in transformer somewhere. Now, if you guys watch my leak video, one of my concerns about this was how am I going to place this controller when I'm not using it. So look like it's going to look like that, which it's not bad, I guess, but definitely don't want to stand it up like that. It is going to fall on you. So controller, we do have a dedicated Netflix button. We do have a volume up, volume down, rewind. We do have the play, pause, fast forward. You also have the back button, home button, navigation, power. You have your menu, and you do have your microphone right here. As far as open it, just go ahead and slide it down. It is kind of tricky, especially when you have a lot of lotion on. But you can see that it does come with 2 batteries installed already. All right, so that's pretty cool. So once we get it set up, we're going to go ahead and test the remote locator. And just to give you a quick reference, this is what the old Nvidia controller looked like. So a lot of people complain about the volume slider on the old controller, guys, because this is essentially how you turn it up and down. I didn't mind it that much, but I can see how that can be annoying because you're gonna accidentally touch this all the time and you're gonna mess with the volume. The other big complaint was that the battery was a kind of a pain to get out because it uses the flat watch battery, and those aren't easy to find normally. So kind of like the upgrade, not sold on the triangular design, but I do have to admit that that feels pretty good in your hand, guys. Very comfortable, nice weight to it. The only complaint is when it's being stored. So here's the shield itself, guys. It's about 6 inches or so. I'll put the specs on the screen. This part looked like it's supposed to come off, but it doesn't. And this end you have your Ethernet, you have your power, and you have some ventilation. On the other side, micro SD slot, HDMI, and you do have a power or a reset button. Let's go ahead and power it up. I do want to test the Find My controller feature, but let's go ahead and power it up first and see how that works. All right, so first boot. Familiar Nvidia logo there, and a typical Android welcome screen. Press the center button. All right, we're going to select our language. I am wired in Ethernet, guys. We'll just go ahead and sign in. All right, so it look like I'm all signed in. A lot easier to go ahead and do it on the PC versus struggling with the remote. So we're gonna accept the terms and conditions. Location, it's up to you guys if you want to leave it on or not. Help improve Android, why not? And get better with voice control. All right, continue. Get your personal results. Skip that for now. So get apps from the Play Store. All right, that's self-explanatory. Talk to Google Assistant. That's not new either. Cast to your TV. Agree to the terms. You're just going to put not now for that one. Add your favorite apps. So we're just going to continue with YouTube for now. So it's telling you there's an upgrade available for your remote. So restart and install. So enable auto upgrade, I'm just going to go to no. For me, I like to see when the upgrades are coming in, what's actually in the upgrades, and that way I can decide if I want to go ahead and proceed or not. We have had upgrades in the past that did that cause issues with the shield. So I like to keep that option open. So I'm just going to go no. So we do have another upgrade available. Let's go to the details. All right, so accessory update, continue. It looked like it's upgrading the remote again, and to version 1.06. And one thing I want to test out is the Find My Remote function. I'm guessing if you lose your remote, there's a locator, either vibrates or beeps. So definitely want to check that out. Let's go to settings. Let's go to remotes and accessories. Shield accessories. There's remote. All right, there it is. Find this remote. So let's see what happens. All right, so that's pretty loud. Let's go ahead and stop it. We found it. So we do have the backlight settings right there, so you can turn it all the way up, and it did get a lot brighter. And you can specify how long you want the lights to stay on when it's inactive. So if you guys put it down, how many seconds does it stay on by itself? Depending on that setting, I feel like that's where you're going to see your battery consumption either go up or down. But so far I'm liking it. It's very visible, the remote. You can see the lights even in the bright room, guys. It looks very visible. And you can actually name the remote. So which means you can add multiple remotes. So a couple people asked me already, will I be able to pair this remote to the old Shield? I will be doing a video on that very shortly, guys. So please stand by. So let's go back. Sorry I had to jump to the remote. That was the most exciting part. So the interface looks the same. Because I signed in with my Google account, it basically carried all my settings, my apps, and my favorites over. You can see Netflix is already signed in, and some of the stuff that I was watching before, trending on YouTube, featured. You have YouTube right there. All right. You do have the same options as you do on your other Nvidia Shield, guys. Customize your roles, customize and reorder them if you want to go ahead and do that. All right, so let's try the Google Voice Assistant. So we're going to hit the microphone button on the remote. What's the temperature like tomorrow? What NBA games are on tonight? All right, so over to your settings, sleep options, restart. You do have AI upscaling or artificial intelligence upscaling. What that does basically, guys, if you have an older video that you're trying to play, can enable this feature, and it kind of makes the video look more modern or more crisper or look better overall. So cool that that's a part of this system. Now over to the upscaling, it's set to enhance by default, but if you go up to AI enhance, click on that, you do have additional options set for you. So you can set it all the way up to high. And you can also go down to enable demo mode. So I'm just going to leave this, put that back for now. We'll play with that a little bit later. Do have our network and settings, your device preferences. And I want to see what version I'm running, guys. As far as the Shield Android TV version, we're running 8.1.0. Do have our display and sound. There it is with AI upscaling again. So you can add that to the shortcut. It looks like resolution that's set by the monitor, so not using a 4K monitor, that option is not going to be there. Under advanced settings, match content color space, and this will just automatically match the color space of the content, which comes in very important when you're switching from HDR to SDR content. So you do have dynamic range recommended, the custom display mode, adjust for overscan. You have your volume controls there, CEC. So if you guys want to use this to control your other devices, you do have that option. Sounds, advanced sound settings. All right, so we do have audio sync, play comfort noise on HDMI, Dolby audio processing, available formats. So if you click on available formats, if you have a device that's compatible, can go ahead and switch it on. You can see at the bottom, you do have Dolby Atmos, Dolby Matte, and a bunch of different options. Like I said, you have to have a compatible device to play it on. So that's basically it for the first impression and overview of the new Nvidia Shield TV. So overall, I do like this device. The remote, I think, is one of the selling features of this versus the older Shield. The processor and performance, we're going to test that a little bit later, guys. But the remote is awesome. Love the backlit button. Love the Find My Remote function on it. And I just love that it uses AAA batteries versus the watch batteries. And as far as the Shield itself, it is an awkward design, guys. With the cables plugged in, it's hard to find the right place to put it. I guess this is just meant to be behind the TV somewhere where you just kind of set it and forget it and not having to look at it or interact with it, because once you have the cables plugged in, it's just lays flat and it's just hard to make it look pretty. But Nvidia is always good with putting out good devices, guys, good performance, and I just wish that this device was a little bit less expensive. Nvidia should have brought this in around the $120, $125 price point, in my opinion. So let me know what you guys think of the first impression of the new Nvidia Shield TV. Also, I will be leaving Amazon links to both Nvidia Shield TVs in the description of this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.